Yeah.
I wish Ace was me, so I could let Ace know, hey, this is connecting.
But maybe why? Welcome to the Crypt Files, everybody. Your follow up to the in at the end actual play, where we are fresh from our fight in the pit, beating Grendar, and escaping the battle orgy to our ship.
Thank God.
Where we were faced with some things. And
I'm just so grateful that I have a group that lets my character just go buck wild, and you guys are just cool with it. We just figure it out.
Let's is a strong word.
Yeah.
Well, and I think I was recalling, and it was hard for me because last time we played, I was not 100%. And so I was recalling where I was mentally with Ben and all of this sort of stuff. And I think I remembered like us ending the episode and you're like, I got to go kill this guy. And I was like, yeah, all right, I'll go with you. And I remember like going towards the door, which is kind of where we left off, was Ace opening the door and Ben was like sort of coming up the stairs.
The door.
Yeah.
Thank you. Yeah.
Kicking it open, looking like a badass.
Yeah.
And so, but here we are. And it was kind of like one of those things where I kind of was like, oh yeah, Ben's mind was made up, but everybody else wasn't. And I was like, yeah, of course, because
you all were at different kind of levels throughout that. That was, this 3-level fight,
right?
And yeah, basically it had you'd all won, and so it's like, okay, let's deal with this scenario that I know is gonna go down.
Right.
Grendar and the two warriors.
Yeah,
which
I
gotta give it to you guys. You messed all of them up. Like I thought it was decent. Like that's high level stuff.
I had 12 HP at the end of everything.
Yeah.
So.
Grendar's got 150.
Jeez.
Huge when
Whoa,
they're that big. But with that fear effect,
Oh yeah,
was they just pushed them to the sides. They couldn't do anything,
Yeah.
and then locking down you.
That's
With
huge.
some battles that have gone south because of like poor planning or just bad circumstances, this was something that worked really well.
Yeah.
that was
I
kind of
feel like
after fighting all the way up the trees.
we have a lot of like really good synergy between all of our characters that kind of like
We got
works
range.
pretty well.
We can
now-
lock them
now
down.
we've had a
We've
few
got
combats
mobility.
together.
Yeah.
We've got
That's what it
crowd
really felt
control.
like.
Yeah.
This fight worked out really well. All of us were landing, except for Caleb, who never really did until the end.
23 damage.
And
that was
yeah.
a good hit.
It was
though.
really
That was
good.
a good hit.
It was
Solid hit.
really good. Glad you landed that one.
Okay.
I got to be honest though, I wouldn't mind like 3 turns where I do maybe 7 damage each time.
Well, that's what
That
happened to
would
me.
feel
I showed
pretty
up
cool.
and I was like ill, and then I didn't land a single attack. I did like one Toll of the Dead at the end of it, and I was like, yeah.
Okay, so I want to rewind a little bit and like so Ace and this Grendar character,
Yeah.
like in my mind it's like I really didn't want to fuck up this guy. Like me,
like
like
Milo.
Milo didn't want to fuck up this guy because I wanted to question him
Yeah.
about like what was that deal? Like what happened? Who like said, "Hey, this would be a good idea for you to do." Now Milo knows like Grendar was being like toyed with.
Oh, he had secrets to spill.
Yeah.
Through
Which
Yeah.
Rescue or Dressed Rescue. And I don't know. I don't think Ace is connecting those dots in his mind.
Yeah, I think that's why I feel like Valen just tries to be the rational side of Ace sometimes, where I'm like, let's think about this for a second. As someone, his character has experienced battling impulses, so he kind of sees Ace flying off the handle.
right.
You definitely seem like a sponsor or like some sort of
Yes.
like you're there to
And-
care for him.
Even though in the background I am definitely an addict because I am sucking people's blood.
Well, you never quite escape it, you know. It's
Sure.
so you're always an addict.
Always working steps.
Every day is a choice.
This is this is only D&D related. This is not a commentary about addiction worldwide. Anyways, Yeah, and so I was like trying to be like, hey, like, do we need to do this, or maybe we can like not kill the guy? And then the irony is, I fucking killed.
You were the one that
All right.
That was pretty.
I mean, if we're gonna do it,
I didn't even think about
if we're
that.
doing this, I mean, I'm gonna do it.
It's like, is this your sponsor handing you the drink?
It's a really interesting dynamic because on one hand too, I was thinking about Ben, and it's like I spent a lot of social capital preventing us from killing the caretaker, the witch, in one of the last episodes.
Yeah.
And I was really committed to that being a thing. And we get to this, and Ace
No,
he was like,
it wasn't.
No, we're doing this. And Ben is just like, well, and this it's connected to Ben in a way, the way that Ben and Ace were sort of separated with Ben's kind of demise and all of this type of stuff. That,
and this is definitely connected between Ace and Ben.
Yeah.
And like my story where you weren't a part of it.
Exactly. And so there's a part of me that was thinking like, well, okay, I guess we'll go after this guy. But then I'm thinking like, God, I spent a lot of time convincing us not to kill the witch. It maybe deserved it a little bit more. Who knows? It's hard to say, but like
No, I think Grendar was bad. He was a bad dude.
But Grendar was a bad dude.
But like, what did he do?
We could've
Because like the witch
definitely
actually was
got
sending
some stuff out of him.
Yeah,
we
I
have
feel
somebody
like-
in our party that suffered immensely
I feel
from
like
his actions.
the missed opportunity of killing him was
Oh, yeah.
that.
He might not be the origin of that evil, but
Yeah,
he
yeah.
was definitely
he did
upon
evil
it.
stuff. Ace
yeah.
saw evil stuff that he did.
That's true.
And
Oh, for sure.
and I feel
True,
like
true.
I think we were really lucky to find the sending stone, and even though it kind of fucks up like everything we were
It adds a
planning,
really
does.
interesting spin.
I don't know if
things.
it does.
it creates this interesting thing where we need to deal with
Yeah.
like the outcomes that we experience there by gaining this information that Ace wouldn't have figured out on his own.
Hey, we got 2 new party members.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
2 party members.
we do.
And it only cost him 100 gold.
100 gold. Yeah.
I don't
mean, when
think I have any gold.
when they saw the 100 gold, that guy, it was just like, yeah, we'll go with these guys wherever.
Yeah, and then I was like, fuck, that was way too much for a week.
But it meant they're not asking questions. They're not going to betray. They're good. They're solid.
You have
This is
bought
like-
their loyalty.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
like that scene in Firefly when he hires Jane to his side, you know? All right.
It's been a long time.
It might have been a little
yeah, it's
obscure.
been a minute.
Okay, not obscure. Was a very popular show
Very obscure.
Over
Never
10
heard of
years
it.
ago.
20 years ago.
Over 20 years ago.
Yeah, it was long.
What was it called? Flamefly?
But yeah, Ace definitely
Fireflight?
had a lot of people and things that kind of came up in this episode
Yeah.
that was interesting and exciting. And so did Simon, where he had to actually
Yeah.
push back against the group to like protect his family.
And
that was pretty heavy.
That was hard for him to say.
And that
too.
was complicated for me playing Ben because there's a part of me that's like, what is Ben's motivation? What is all this sort of stuff? And like telling you, I kind of tried to marry myself to the mission that we have with like the vases, the egg, whatever they are, like the things that the
we gotta
librarians
find
spread
out
around.
what the deal is with those.
Because Ben's idea is like, yeah, I've been married to this idea of like clearing the darkness from Quilton. And you're talking about your family, and it's like, yeah, I want to go back to Quilton too. Who doesn't? But I was trying to think of a way to like make it Ben in a way, and I think, you know, I don't want to go forward just for the sake of the plot, for the sake like for the conspiracy of like let's get to Dress. Ben's idea is like let's go forward to Stonefall because we got to stop this evil dark plot.
Yeah.
Fuck Dress Rescue and all that bullshit with like the prisoner aspect, which is what you're worried about.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Because
we're still
all of this whole thing of us being on a prison barge and everything after was all predicated on the fact that my parents put up their livelihood,
Yeah.
you know, essentially
vouch for you.
guarantee. Yeah, exactly.
The doom of Damocles.
So this is the first time where the actions have now come out that his parents are going to likely be in grave danger.
Like-
and that's priority
but,
number one for Simon.
And here's some of the things.
You guys are priority number 2.
We got lucky with the prison barge.
Mm-hmm.
That could have blown back on your family. And in a way, this feels like it's going to blow back on your family. But I think in a way we got lucky.
Turn this one around.
Yeah.
It's the same argument I was making as Ben, which is like, we're lucky that we have one person on the horn. One person you can turn.
But
10 people you can't.
But how many-
Dressed Rescue, we like potentially have this person that has been making deals behind the backs of
and what
the
and what is
Rescues.
Rescue's plan? Because the librarians sent out these things. The Rescues have plans abroad. Maybe we can combine the efforts of what the Rescues are doing with our agency and stopping the plot of the librarians.
Yeah, I mean, I think ultimately we find out what Dress Rescue, what he's up to, his ultimate, like, what he's trying to do, and then we get the leverage.
Yeah.
Then it's like, okay, now we have something to work with.
Exactly.
Now he has to kind of support us and be like, yeah, no, they're still on the prison barge.
But what's to say that Dressed Rescue isn't playing us talking about this with his group on the other side of that
Sure,
sending?
Why
But-
would he be in communication with Grendar, though?
Well, regardless of that, like, kind of
and everything that happened with Ace
interesting
with
aspect,
Grendar. Yeah.
it still doesn't mean that he's not working with other people
Sure.
currently.
Sure.
He might be, and that's
But I mean,
fine.
we do intend on betraying him.
Yeah,
Like,
we're definitely going to go.
We're just trying to find leverage enough to
Yeah.
where we can get to a point where we can
Right.
just
You guys
kill
don't have to
him.
tell me all this because I didn't want to turn the boat around, Caleb, but you can sure as hell bet that Simon did.
and Ben believed
I
it
was
when
just
he
trying to
said,
play
if
that.
you want to go back to Quilton, we'll go back to Quilton.
yeah.
Ace wasn't going to have that happen.
I would have made
Ace
it.
is always
Yeah.
like, there is the forward path, and that is
Right.
the path that it must be traveled.
And I'm glad that I connected with you on that aspect of like, it's like, you know, the
Push
forest
forward.
ranger school thing. Like, we got to go through because it really feels as though like we could go back to Quilton. That's not going to do anything. The damage is done by then. The damage is
I
done.
don't know that.
And you saying we're heading north, maybe Dress Rescue's looking at a map and he's saying they're heading north. They're probably close to this. That's why he told us to go to Stonefall. He knows where we are better than we know where we are.
Because he knew you were just near Grendar.
Yeah.
Um,
Like if we had that
yeah.
stone, that means we paid a visit.
Well, that's what Ace said was, I just
Yeah.
killed Grendar.
Yeah, this is his
I
stone.
got this stone.
I'm on his
It's
phone.
like, if this is
Yeah.
you, Ace,
Hey,
you
who's
need to
this?
come to where I am,
And
which is just,
man,
is close
new
to.
stone.
From a storytelling perspective, it doesn't get more interesting than that. As like, I'm thinking, man, who's going to be on the horn? One of Grendar's associates, some asshole, some subordinate that we're gonna. No, it's the fucking people that we were trying. They were trying to like.
and then
Dude,
the secret of the letter coming out too.
Yeah.
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 I do love the imagery of Ace like rubbing these two stones together that connects like where he is now and where he was, and then just like on his own like being like, hey yo, what up, who dis?
Right.
Yeah,
When you started talking with that stone, I was like, oh my God, oh my God, oh my God. Immediately, your name.
yeah
Then what you just did. Then where you were. And I'm like,
No.
because I know, like this, that I know who has this stone. Like I've
Yeah.
known this for some time, and I'm like,
And
oh, this is
there's-
gonna be funny. They can play around with it.
No.
Maybe they'll get. It's like, no, this is, hey dude, what's up?
It's
Fuck
Ace.
you.
Oh, really? That's you? Okay, go here, or I'm gonna fucking
Right.
ruin your
Yeah.
life. What I
just
love
kidding.
about it,
Yeah.
Hang up the
then
stone.
I did enjoy like having that out where I was able to just tell everybody that I sent this letter that's
a good
probably gonna fuck us all over in the future anyway.
Yeah.
So it's
So being confronted.
fine.
So now that it's out in the open and being confronted by the group and kind of the different like reactions to it, does it really have an effect on Ace, or is it like another, like as soon as he rages he's gonna forget about it,
Yeah, no, he doesn't.
even though we're
No,
besties?
no,
Damn.
There's no growth among
no,
Ace.
not at this point.
that's one of the things that I really like is that
He recognizes that he probably did something that wasn't beneficial for everybody, and that's why he was willing to like expose himself. But as far as like growth, I don't see a whole lot of growth for Ace there.
Yeah, Valen would have been upset, but if I was like, "How dare you send a message behind the teen's back?" Even though I secretly communicated with the witch, and so that's why Valen was like,
I was thinking about that today.
So far, it's just me that really hasn't fucked us over.
Well, because you're the good
You
character.
killed the two people that sent us to prison.
Well, because somebody scared them first, and somebody else.
attack.
Hold
Oh,
on.
that's something that was hilarious. Was this whole scenario was very reminiscent of us at the gates,
Oh, boy.
and
It was.
Yeah, except this one was
attacking.
successful.
I just jumped in.
Right, true.
Yeah, I just jumped in, not knowing. All right,
And Simon
do I
just jumping
shoot?
in and
Like,
shooting some
yeah.
people.
Yeah,
was
it was.
hilarious.
It really was.
oh boy.
And like, I'm just gonna attack the guards. I'm just not even gonna have any problems.
Now, did Simon really slap Ben?
No.
Yeah.
Well,
It was
backed
getting
up.
heated, I think.
Backed
yeah. It. He wouldn't have said the Will Smith stuff, but
Wait,
Ooh,
what?
Maybe you gave him like a hiss.
Oh, a hiss. Your hackles
and
up.
maybe
Oh,
you saw his
yeah.
claws come out
You
a
know,
little bit,
when cats
Oh,
get
there
start
you go.
angry and they kind of like do that little snarl,
and the hair comes up a little bit.
Yeah.
Maybe he might have did a little bit of that.
And then I'm just like,
I was posturing.
I was eaten by crabs. Okay, cats are fine.
His back arched a little.
Ooh, wow, he's looking bigger than he is.
Yeah.
Well, no, I'm just curious because like I'm talking about all this, I'm just like Ben's idea is like your parents are adults, they can take care of themselves.
There was
Sure.
something in the way that you worded it that made it sound heartless,
And
and
little-
that's what got.
No, I
Simon.
felt like I was
And
being
a little-
at
yeah,
first.
like,
at first,
why
I
would
was
you
like,
care?
okay,
Why are you
okay.
burdened?
And
I
a little
felt-
condescending.
Yeah.
maybe condescending. I can see condescending. Heartless. I felt like I really made it heartful, basically being like, your parents looked out for you,
But
for
it,
your
The
whole
way you were saying it was
childhood.
like,
it felt cold and logical.
yeah, like they'll be fine. They took care of you.
Oh,
like
man.
like don't worry about
Like
it.
someone with, oh no.
with what?
Yeah, say it. I want to hear this between you two.
Oh, with Vulcan ears.
Yeah, there you go.
You're welcome.
Someone with volcanism.
Somebody with Dr. Spock syndrome.
Yeah.
But no,
Nailed it.
Dr. Spock. Why did I say Dr. Spock? He's
Because
never a
Because that's the
doctor.
child care person.
Yeah, it must be.
Wrote a book about raising kids.
Yeah.
Is not Spock.
It is not Spock, but
Gotcha.
kinda
Is.
makes a lot of sense.
I think he's annoying.
Anyway,
But my whole, I felt like I really humanized it with that aspect of like, your parents are people. They can and will make their own decisions, including keeping themselves safe if it comes down to
they
it.
made the decision to put up their livelihood for
like
you.
like basically what is confronting Simon is, you may be right, they may be able to fend for themselves, but they no longer have their business, their home, like all the things that
Sure.
I cherished as
Yeah.
Simon cherished
Yeah.
as a child with them. Like
All
And I
things
feel it's
that they.
it's that burden that Simon has on himself, that it's the actions that Simon has taken, actions the group has taken, that puts them
Harm.
in danger.
Exactly.
You know,
Exactly.
what that
But-
danger might be is
I've
Yeah.
given you a piece of the mother's blessing. We're gonna make it through. We're gonna make it through.
We'll see.
That affected you. Not anything that Val did.
That's
Fuck
some
no.
bullshit. so fucking
Dude,
stupid.
I'll go in.
I sat here and I was like, you know what? Valen's gonna make
got
like
your
an
back.
earnest plea. He's tried to help Ace when he gets a little wild. He'll try to help Simon. Be like, hey, look, I'm on your side. Like, I'll help you. And then this motherfucker just does the most banal, dumb shit. And he's like, oh my god, a piece of cloth.
I am
But
gonna
that's-
be
and
milking.
Valen's like, all right, well, fuck all of you.
I am
That's
gonna
so
be milking the
culturally
mother's
significant.
blessing
Exactly.
for as long as
for
possible.
Quilton Bay is you all were
That's-
raised on quilts.
his quilt is
Giving
his
of a quilt
identity.
such a
Yeah.
deep.
Valen does not give a shit about quilts.
for sure.
Yeah, you've abandoned them. You've
the
abandoned
quilts of
them.
your past.
Yes.
But me, man, I had this quilt on when I died, and it's never come off.
So dumb. I'm dead too. Fuck you.
Yeah, but it's different, man. It's different. Your mom fucked you over. My mom didn't. You
Now
know?
we're gonna be like quilt boys, like have our
No,
own
I'm not
gang.
doing that
Come on,
for
come
sure.
on.
No, I'm not doing that. But
No, I'm not.
Quilt
doing that.
guy.
Quilt boys.
No, not doing that.
Do you
But-
still have yours? Your quilt?
I have an Afghan that I throw at people.
Oh, that's right. A
And
net. Yeah,
So it's just me and you, huh?
Yeah.
I guess.
Yeah.
And Brooch.
Oh, Bruce
Breach
has
has-
his.
And
yeah,
slowly,
Bruce is
I'm
a home.
accumulating
Bruce got
all of them.
I've
through
got
guilt
pieces
trips.
Y'all
to spare,
quilts
man. I've got
combined.
pieces to spare.
My power.
I buried a piece at my house that was a burned out husk, and I buried it in the ash. I've now given you a piece, and I've got plenty of pieces to spare. I've got plenty of pieces of Mom's.
Alex, how are we doing with
Are we
are
we
we-
doing good?
You guys are
winning?
doing fantastic. You're like, we're getting into the meat and potatoes. You're worrying about like the machinations, all these plots going
Cool.
on, and I'm like, God, I've been thinking about these for so long.
Yes.
You guys know like parts of it are now like peeking into these
That's
things,
fun.
and it's amazing.
Tell us who to kill next.
What are you don't have to kill everything you meet.
No.
No, we haven't.
Who should we
Do we know
talk
the
to
character
next?
I'm playing?
We spared
Yeah.
the witch, though. We spared.
I
the
gotta
caretaker.
kill him.
I think it's clear.
That's the
Recruited.
only way to succeed.
recruited Dorgan and Corgan, so
Yeah.
I'm happy
See,
Yeah,
with
we
that.
got
true.
Dorgan and Corgan. We spared the witch.
Didn't fight the witch.
Didn't
I
fight
like
the
how we're
witch.
giving ourselves such kudos for the things we have not murdered.
Yeah,
Yeah.
The fact that we completely put the entire campaign like on like its side by like getting into the fight at the very beginning at the.
I mean, that
gates
was
of the
amazing. That
town.
was such a good like. I'm so glad that that's what happened because I think that was the direction I was envisioning things. Anyways, was out on here, out where you are now, and so you gave me the reason, the narrative reason to make it hard to go back.
Well,
to
you're
Quilton.
welcome, Alex.
It was
I did
no,
that
I
Yeah.
very
just
much
for
appreciated
your storytelling.
And so now we get to do all these
capability.
other things, and we get to reveal these layers of things that are going on.
That's awesome.
It's
The big one was the eggs that were given out.
Yeah.
was big.
That
And
is
then
such an
this
interesting-
Grendar rescue connection.
And I
Well,
just
perfect.
loved it. But yeah, both of you were like, you were doing your thing, but you were doing your thing and delivering these eggs. And now we've got these two things that you guys were doing tied up with one another a little bit. Not in the sense that Drescues had anything to do with that, but in order for us
I'm
to
sure they
continue it.
do.
There's some kind of connection
Yeah,
there.
I'm sure with all of their shipping and stuff, they're
And
definitely involved. with.
we will right these wrongs.
Ooh, what if we find out though? We're getting to the climax and it's like actually the Drescues were trying to stop it.
I highly
doubt it.
doubt that's the
Drescues are going to
case.
be bad guys.
Do we still kill them both either way and then win?
Drescues gotta be bad. If Drescues aren't bad guys,
They're
What
at the very
what have
least
the
very
Drescues
crooked.
done that is bad?
I mean,
Put us
they,
in prison.
They put us in prison.
What did you guys do to deserve that?
Well, we
Absolutely nothing. We did nothing.
There we
killed
go.
some guards.
We defended ourselves.
Yeah, so they put you in prison. Right?
we
yeah.
we started.
No.
we started.
I am
They
wondering
locked
where.
down our home. They imposed.
Oh my God.
They changed
Guys,
Quilton.
guys,
They changed Quilton.
What if we're the villains?
No, the Drescues are like the Proud Boys, and we were like not that.
No.
Have you heard the defense for the Pratt Boy? They couldn't even get a McDonald's order together. How could they fucking attack the Capitol? Anyway,
get enough dum dums together, you get the dumb strength. But that's my problem. That's the Drescues. They got enough dum dums together, and they got us in prison.
No, I think it's deeper than that.
We played ourselves.
Yeah, with them
Machiavellian.
having the connection with Grendar
Don't laugh at
and
that word. It's a good
like
word.
sending
Great word.
like Ace
What?
out there.
It's great.
And yeah, the Drescues have to have some kind of like negative.
They just have to.
Yeah, but what
Why'd you
is
put
it?
that? Why'd you put that in my head, Alex? I hate that.
Yeah.
They're bad guys.
But why?
I'm good guy. They bad guy.
But here's the deal.
That is
Here's the
something a
deal.
serial killer is saying.
Ben is absolutely the best of us.
Well, yeah. No, it's
Even
true.
more than
In
you.
what-
You
in
killed
what
two
way?
people.
Yeah,
You killed two people.
Which is
You
amazing.
knocked
I
somebody off the
purposely
building, and you shot
missed
him with a
every
bigot.
attack last episode before
Purposely.
this one.
I have
so.
done nothing wrong this whole time.
Guys, I had 2 natural
You've
20s.
killed almost the most
It was pretty
people.
dope.
That's right. I have killed the most people.
If, I
and
think,
Valen is keeping
I
count.
think
He's
if we
very
look at
proud
the
of it.
board, Ben has done a lot of damage, but he hasn't killed anybody.
He hasn't sealed the deal. Yeah.
People do damage, and then I come in and I always do the final blow. It's happened many times.
But then not only that, if we count the points for saving a life, that's more points than taking a life. So Ben's like
I
ahead.
don't know. Valis had quite a few like lay on hand
Yeah, I've
moments.
done some lay of hands.
So have I though.
I healed a
think
guy
like-
I killed.
And he gave
I feel
me
that's
like
a -1, but then a back up to
yeah,
1.
it's a karmic, you know what I
Yeah.
mean?
Okay,
There's
so
a balance
that's like a
there.
neutral. Yeah, that's like that washes out.
Yeah, I've undone righted some of my wrongs. Isn't that such a weird mind fuck to be killed by a guy and then he comes back and he heals you
And then
he
he
hires
works
you
for you.
and then you're in service for the guy who killed you and then healed you.
well,
Battle Brothers, bro.
Yeah. They gotta
great.
escape that battle orgy before they too cross battle swords.
Yeah.
You know what I'm
You
saying?
knew it was bad when they didn't want to join in.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
I've seen enough of my battle buddy.
Yeah.
I don't need.
Not, in my younger days, maybe.
Too much battle
The
come.
river of battle come.
Yeah.
I thought that was such a funny joke when I said it. I was like,
Yeah, we know.
I'm the hero here. I'm the hero. And then nobody laughed. And I was just like,
It was
died.
Cool
No.
river
It's really good.
description.
I
was
died
not
on the
Kenya.
inside.
It was not good.
All right, well, do we want to wrap this up?
Yeah, let's go ahead and wrap this up. Let's go ahead and just see what happens next episode when we return Monday. Your guess is as good as ours. We clearly have no fucking clue.
Yeah, probably better.
You guys might be picking up on some threads that we are clearly fucking misinterpreting. So, anyway, guys, go ahead. We'll be here Monday at theendattheend.com. But you can also check out the other things that were going on. We have the Crypt Files inbox, whatever, which is our blog, available at theendattheend.com as well.
Well, there's like a P.O. box.
We've got a P.O. box.
That's
number
in
2, Turner, Oregon.
Yeah, number 2, which is
9-7.
pretty cool.
It is.
It is. We're number 2 in Turner.
Yep.
Which is the same.
It's a number 1 in Jervis.
Oh,
Oh, we're talking about The Last Chance now. Okay, go on. Go on.
Oh, that's an inside.
Where strippers go to die. That's why they call it The Last Chance. Anyway, that joke does a lot better at people from Jervis. We'll be back here Monday. We'll see you then. This has been the Crypt Files. Grab your sword and keep on adventuring.
Bye.